Hello, Shanti. Welcome. Good evening. The sound okay on
Om
Zoom?
Shanti. Good evening. Ji.
Good evening. Om Shanti. Baba ke haath hai. Yes, it's clear, Sarupai.
We have Sanchit Bhai and Sister Nish here. You want to say hello? ऊपर भी कोई है? बुला लीजिए. Yeah. They are busy? Okay, that's fine. No problem. So today we thought to take up this theme of silence. Last few days, this has been the thought that let us explore silence at a deeper level. Yesterday, we thought to also experiment with silence during the day as much as possible. And so before we begin, let us take a moment of silence. There's a difference between thinking and thoughts coming. One is to create thoughts, and the other is thoughts come to us. There's a difference between the two. Yeah. And so I've always felt that, when we are in role consciousness, then we are trying to create thoughts, thinking, ye karo, ye karo, ye karo, kaise hoga, kya hoga. We're in that mode of creating thoughts. But when we are soul conscious, and that's basically the journey of meditation, it's then that we are in silence inside, means there's no inner chatter. There's nothing that is instigating my thoughts. There's nothing that is influencing my mind. And when I'm in that silent stage, then thoughts automatically come. When we say, I have to remember God in meditation, what exactly it means is, right, I have aligned myself to that silent presence of the divine, so that at the right time, the right thought will come in my mind. So I don't consciously create thoughts. And when thoughts come, those thoughts automatically have the power to be manifested in the drama of life, because they are inspired from a higher source. There is no personal agenda mixed in those thoughts. There's no desires mixed. There's no hidden intentions for the self mixed in those thoughts. And so then it's very easy to just realize something deep. And only those thoughts will come that are going to happen in the drama, in my story, basically. So then I'm not worried about the story. I'm not consciously planning about my life. But at the right time, right thoughts come, and I'm just flowing with the drama. Like yesterday, I was just thinking, like when we drive, so are we consciously planning? I'm driving, I have to take a left turn, I have to take a right turn. I have to go straight, speed, this, that, no, automatically. As the turn comes, the car automatically, I'm attentive in that moment. It automatically turns. Like I'm not making effort. It's happening automatically. It's like I'm flowing in a way, right? Life is also like that. It's like, once I get into that silence, then life flows around me. Then I don't need to judge. Then I don't need to, create any thoughts. When I'm creating any thoughts, they are more often than not influenced by either ego or attachment. Generally, it's like that. And those thoughts will give me sorrow sooner or later. So those thoughts are, I'm getting stuck in the drama of life. They have become like a karmic account, creating karmic account. And so connecting with silence is a very deep state. Silence is, we say, it's not a passive state where I've just disconnected and I'm no longer talking, or no, it's a very active state. Silence allows for the role to fade away and for the soul to awaken. In silence, I awaken the soul. That's why it's like I pay attention to listen to silence. I listen to silence. Yesterday I experimented it. I have not done it many times, but yesterday, whole day, I'd had 3-4 meals. And during the meal, I didn't talk to anybody. It's like just coming, eating, and just that's it. Because generally, we have to also mingle with people, socialize, and that's also important. Say hello, how are you, things like that, which is also good. But yesterday, when I was just, it's like, because we were all practicing silence, so everyone was in the same kind of state of mind. And so it was just very easy. It was just, and then I ate little bit, but I felt so full inside. And generally, when your mind is engaged outside, also try to eat a lot. That's what I felt. But in silence, even a little bit, but this deep feeling and, some deep realizations emerge in silence, I felt. Yeah.
Om Shanti. So as Saurabh was saying, so when we were practicing silence yesterday, so the same observation, very similar while eating on the table, because all of us were silent. So it felt like I was drinking food and chewing the water. I heard this phrase, but never actually I have visualized or even done it, experienced it. So it was very similar to that. And the aura was also different. Otherwise, as you said, that we have to mingle around. But yesterday, when we were sitting in silence, really a different, and it's actually working. I can see the difference today in my work, in my meditation, and anything, even in my happiness. So, thank you. Om Shanti.
I like that. Eat water and drink food, right? Right. And so, Dadi Janki, she's one of our kind of, spiritual inspirational, figures, role model, and her life is very busy. Like almost in 24 hours, 18 hours, she'll be with people, like from morning until night, almost non-stop, meeting this one, that one, this one, that one. And she's giving lectures on silence. And then once someone asked, Dadi, you are not silent. And we're talking about silence, So Dadi said, even whilst I'm talking, I am in silence. Even whilst I'm listening, I'm in silence. So it's not a passive state where I'm disconnected, but I'm actually present in the moment. I'm literally present because there's no background thoughts. I'm listening actively to what the other soul is, sharing, what they need. So that is completely present. Her mind is not somewhere else. If she's talking to me, her mind is with me like that. It's a very active state.
Because I've been assigned the Dadi Janki, and actually I took it because she's one of the best spiritual soul after obviously our Supreme Soul and Supreme Father. So I've been assigned and to know her more and read her autobiography. So when Saurabh said silence, so when you search Dadi Janki on YouTube, most of her videos are on silence. So that's one thing. But and when again Saurabh said that she used to meet like hundreds of people, thousands of people in a day, and still remain in silence. Yes. In 104 years, she went around thousands of international travel of around 70,000 miles in 1 year. Yeah, in 1 year, 104 last year before she went Avyag. And most stable mind, she was being awarded by UN, the most stable mind of the world. Yeah. So her life is very interesting. The way she speaks, the leadership, and the silence speaks actually. So thank you. Yeah, thank you, Om Shanti.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, Saurabh, I have a question over here. How to achieve this?
Yes, and that's exactly what I was about to come to.
I mean, like there are benefits you talked about, and we 100% agree on this. Like there are definitely benefits to be in silence, but sometimes I mean, like what I feel over here is like, or what my experience is, if your mind is not silence, you cannot keep your mouth silence. You keep on talking to things. So this is one of the sign. I mean, like you can find yourself whether you are under depression or maybe some problem, some fluctuation is there going on in your mind.
Absolutely, yes. And that's what I feel. It's like through spiritual wisdom, it silences our thoughts. And spiritual wisdom is basically, that's what we were talking this morning, is three aspects. The first is knowing myself, who I really am, deeply connecting with myself. And we say, who am I, right? This deep connection with realization that whatever meets the eye is just hydrocarbons, really. There's no difference between this body and this laptop. It's the same thing. made up of elements, right? And this realization that, yes, I am that eternal being, the being of pure light, the being of peace, who has taken support of this matter. I know we all know this, but there's one thing in knowing and another is realizing, right? And so deeply. So, today I was talking to somebody about this formula thinking. Many times we say formula thinking. We have, all mugged up the answer. Who am I? I am a soul. Who is mine? Mine is God. Life, our drama is perfect. That's it. But in formula thinking, I'm not realizing things. No. Right? It's formula thinking. A plus B equals to this. 2 plus 2 equals to this. It's like formula thinking. It's not a deep thinking. I'm not given myself time and space. And so, I was just sharing this morning as well, like yesterday as I was eating, I just felt in that moment that what I'm eating is going inside the body, and that's what is creating the body. So there's no bit difference between the mango that I'm eating and this body. This body is made up of mango. Now, mango, I know, is completely different from me. Do I think that body is completely different from me? Because generally, I feel this is who I am. Someone comments, "Saurabh, you're looking fat." I'll say, "Oh, why? I've put up weight," right? Or your skin is not, it's like anything, right? And I'll feel something deep, right? But when I realize, no, it's just matter, that's not me at all, then my thoughts are silenced, right? So whatever is happening outside, people are commenting, right? But my thoughts are not influenced because I'm not associating myself with this body, with this character, with this name, with this form. Right? So first is this deep realization of who am I really? And then second is, who is mine? Who is mine? And we all know the answer. Mine is only one God or divine, no one else. But really feel it. Like today, this thought was coming. Like in whatever scene I am, I have to tell myself, this is not mine. Like in this scene, I have to tell myself, this laptop is not mine. This mic is not mine. You are not mine. You are not mine. This home is not mine. This session is not mine. I have to tell myself. And then this body is not mine. Who is mine? Mine is only one. So this also silences the thoughts, because otherwise, whoever I feel is mine, if something happens to them, my thoughts go. Isn't it? My thoughts will automatically go. So who is mine? This feeling. And when the divine is mine, there's nothing that can break this relationship. There's absolutely nothing. Because it is eternal, it is permanent. A physical relationship, there is a fear of loss. What if something happens to, someone whom I love, right? And so then the thoughts will go there. And then I'll try to protect, right? I'll try to do something. I'll try to feel secure in right things. And so who is mine? This deep feeling and knowing, realizing that mine is the one divine, no one else, nothing else. And this knowing that I am deeply loved by the divine. There's nothing that can take this love away. Even if earthquake were to come here, but my relationship won't end. So there's nothing that I need to worry about. There's no thoughts. There's no thought of worry. Mm. And the third is, we know that whatever is happening around me is perfect. It's designed perfectly. We call it drama or life, but it is designed perfectly. Whatever is happening, it's already scripted. It's happening for a reason. There's nothing by chance. I'm enjoying this movie of life. These eyes are like the windows through which I, the soul, I'm looking at the world outside. And what I'm watching outside is this three-dimensional movie that is being played all around me. It is for me to enjoy. Am I enjoying? A scene of loss, am I enjoying? There's no thought then. Thoughts are silenced. Drama is accurate, drama is perfect. And God loves the drama, and I also love the drama. And so I feel like, whenever I, for example, feel that I'm thinking about something, I again need to check these three foundations. If these three foundations are strong, then automatically those thoughts will be silenced. Sometimes mera to yog nahi lag raha. Today I'm not feeling good meditation. My stage is low. This is also a thought. But then today in the Murli, right? Parwah nahi karo. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. It's happening according to plan. I learned something from it. It's a passing cloud. It'll come, it'll go. I don't need to consciously create thoughts about what is happening. It's as if watching a live match versus a recorded match. And I already know the result of it. So a live match, last over, 6 balls, 15 runs, every ball. Okay, what will happen? What will happen, right? But I already know that this team will win. So I'm watching a recording. And okay, jo bhi hoga, ant mein to ye jeetne wala hai. It's okay. No thoughts will come, right? I'll enjoy it. So can I just tell myself, no, this life is already designed for perfection. I'm meant to be happy. And so jo bhi scene ho, ant mein mujhe khushi hi honi. At the end, I'll always be happy and content. And so this deep spiritual realizations, they will silence my conscious thoughts. And then I reach that state of silence. In silence, I'm allowing the soul to express itself. In silence, I'm giving permission to the soul to express itself. So the soul cannot talk. If there is a meeting, let's say 10 people, 9 people are talking. One person is not talking at all. Right? So at the end, we'll say, oh, please, you also say something now. Right? Because that person is feeling ignored, right? He's not a part of the conversation, isn't it? So throughout the day, I'm too busy in thinking about Saurabh, thinking about this one, that one. Have I given time for the soul to speak? The soul will only speak in silence. The soul will only speak to me. Am I giving permission for the soul to speak? And in silence, I begin to hear God. Because God whispers. God doesn't speak in that way. God whispers. And God's language is the language of silence. And this silent mind, it's all about experiencing, holding, carrying the silent mind. In silent mind, there is no room for problems to stay. Automatically, solutions will emerge. Yes, Sanjay bhai.
Om Shanti Saurabh. So as you said that the God language is silence. So for getting into this silent state, we do the meditation. Now, how do we differentiate? Is that and then is God whispers, right? So how do we differentiate? Is that the whisper coming from the silence of God? Like once he analyze that, okay, this person is meditating and he's being serious. So, or is that the regular overthinking thoughts?
When it is a thought or a touching from God, there will be only one thought. Only one thought. No second thought. But if my ego, my worry, my desire is driving my thoughts, there will be multiple thoughts. Should I do this? Should I not do this? What if? What not?
So can you come again? Sorry, I missed you. When?
Yeah, so if it is a thought from the divine, a divine touching, there will be only one thought, and a very strong and powerful thought. Means I won't have confusion. Should I do this? Should I not do this? If I'm having these multiple thoughts, it means those thoughts are arising from somewhere my sense of insecurity, somewhere my sense of attachment, desire. All these are then influencing my mind. And that's why I'm in a state of confusion.
But then is it wrong to have desire?
It's, I would say, not about wrong or right, but having a desire, it's about, it's a good recipe to experience sorrow in life. So if I have any desire, it means that I have given myself permission to be influenced by sorrow sooner or later. If I want to experience a sorrowless mind, then has to be zero desires. It's a deep, subtle checking. That's what actually I think spirituality is ultimately about, checking. What desires? Do I have any desires? Ichha hai? Ichha hai. That's why, Baba says, Ichha hai to acha nahi ban sakte. If I have any desire, then I cannot be benevolent. I will always have expectation. I cannot be merciful. Because that desire will pull my mind, will influence my mind. The desire to be recognized, the desire to be known, the desire to achieve something in life, right? So in silence, desires are not fueling my mind, but then, but tasks have to happen, right? It doesn't mean that I'll sit on a mountain and no. But then my desires are not propelling me, but it's like a larger perspective of the divine, of the life, in which everyone's benefit is merged and not just me. That will happen. Yeah.
Just building on to the question Bhai asked, the way I look at sometimes desire to creativity. Every little thing we are enjoying today, whether it's a laptop or a watch or whatever that is, it's because of a human mind is it's amazing and it has the ability to create. Without desire, it doesn't come. I think the suffering comes with the thoughts that we were talking about, is when you have a plan that you want to achieve this, and if it doesn't happen, you're so attached to it. So I think when you can have desire, but as long as your soul knows you're taking actions, if it doesn't happen, how to dissolve that and move on, as to continue the thoughts for suffering, I guess. It's difficult to explain. Desire doesn't have to be always about material things, but desire can also to achieve, desire to become a good soul, desire to create something. So I think, yeah, we might have to learn how to detach and get through that when you're not able to achieve it. Like, I can give a quick example. I have the desire for my sibling who's suffering at the moment to understand the concept of soul and the karma and why we are going through this. And I've been trying for last 2 years. And I've been going through this frustration because I so badly want her to achieve what I'm experiencing. So to reduce this thought, sometimes I need to think, this all has the path for this journey, however it tends to go. So, yeah.
And even I used to have, right, and it's a pure thought, right? We want the other soul to benefit and for them to experience. But then again, like, so I've felt this, that let me just have this thought within me, and this pure thought, let that soul benefit. But whether they benefit or don't benefit, it's in their story. It's up to them. There's, we say, sometimes we say, isne usko gyan milaya, usne usko gyan milaya. No one can bring anyone into gyan. That's the truth. The soul has to awaken and realize who they are. No one else can, And so it's up to the story of the soul and the right moment. When that moment comes, the soul will then what is my role? My role is to just be a helping hand in whatever they are going through. Even if they are not ready to accept, that's fine. I still love you for who you are. And I don't want you to change. My role is to accept the person as they are, unconditionally. That's what God does now. And that acceptance gives the power for the soul to change.
I'll just add to it, I think, and it might be helpful to. So before the session started, we were talking about how I started, and so one last story was left, which will answer this. So 2 years back, I lost my brother, my cousin, same age, 6-month-old kid. So he is my mom's sister's son, and he's the only one right now. He's the only one left in India who's taking care of all the family. A very helpful kid, you can say that. And COVID took him away one day. So my Masi was shattered. My Masi was done because her spouse also went the same kind of similar way. You don't not a good life and suddenly gone. And this was second, and yet the complete family was so he was married for a couple of years, just a 6-month-old kid. And so my mom and even me, we were trying from long time because she is a Sanskrit PhD and like very much Shastra बहुत पता है, like all the Indian जो शास्त्र होते हैं, Vedas and stuff, but वो कभी नहीं सुनते थे. And we kept, even after that, we kept asking that if possible, just go there and like you might find the answer, because she was literally broken. I don't know how to talk to her. So mom started giving vibrations because she was just next to her. She couldn't say, okay, let's come to Brahma Kumaris. So she just kept giving vibrations to her. And same from here. One night, what happened, like a morning, 4 o'clock, my mom used to wake because she stayed almost 6 months with her and moved to her house. So my Masi woke up in the morning around 4 o'clock for meditation. She went to my mother and said, let's go. So my mom asked, what happened? Like, you were never. So she told that her son came into her dreams and said, why aren't you listening to Masi? And after that, it's been 2 years plus. And she's smiling. I haven't, very rarely, I've seen her crying. Otherwise, she used to cry a lot. But yeah, things have changed in her family now. Even everything is healed and financially everything is going fine. Even the son is not there. Everything is running. I wouldn't say it great because a person is not there, but yeah, God is, and everyone, even the kid, he says, when he talks to me, he says, Om Shanti. He's just a 2.5 years old kid. So maybe, yeah, vibrations and whenever it's written, it happens, even if, because the same things are by. So thank you. Om Shanti.
Thanks for sharing that story. Time for some slides. Want to see some slides on silence? Acha. So what do we have today? Silence is not an absence, it is a presence. Silence is not an absence, means it's not an absence of sound, it's not an absence of, being conscious about things, but silence is a presence. It's a presence of the soul, it's the presence of the divine, it's a presence of that innocent being. When there is silence, one finds the anchor of the universe within oneself. The anchor of the universe within oneself. So in silence, I find the anchor. And in, going into too much detail, I lose the anchor. Taking time to do nothing often brings everything into perspective. I love this slogan, right? Taking time to do nothing. Nothing means, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm just in this moment. So we're so conscious about thinking, what I have to do, what I have to do, what I have to do. But meditation is, what do you do? Meditation, nothing. Just being at peace with who I am. Being at peace with life, everything all around. And that's when the thoughts become, aligned to the design of life. Principles of science and silence are connected. So just like we have principles of science, different laws of science, so silence is also It's not just theory, but it is actually science. Right. And my mind is my laboratory. We have to experiment, right? In science. And so in silence also we have to experiment. So so all these things, right? We shared self-realization, God realization, time realization. I have to experiment with it. It's not just a concept. I have to play with it, experiment with it, apply it. Where do I apply it? My mind is my laboratory. I'm trying to train myself, learn from my mistakes, and then put the next step forward. Okay, this says, did you know meditation can help balance your brain hemispheres? So it's normal person. And so this is before and after brainwave synchronization. So normal person after 15 minutes and after 25 minutes. So it's like shows how silence really has an impact on the brain. So normal person, unbalanced brainwave patterns with weak function, prone to anxiety, depression, and weakened mental health. Right? And these days, even worry and anxiety is pretty normal these days, stress, right? After 15 minutes, meditation can balance both brain hemispheres, allowing them to work in sync. What is the result? Neurocommunication of thoughts and responses multiply, resulting in a better performing, more integrated system, optimizing both mental and emotional health. So it says your brain has two hemispheres, left and right. Meditation works to balance both hemispheres of the brain, forcing them to work in harmony. Research also indicates that meditation doesn't just focus on your brain, it alters it through neuroplasticity as well. So this is the power of not doing anything, right? They're like just the body, right? We say 8 hours of sleep. Doctors say 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Why? Because during that time, nothing is happening consciously. That's why the body is rested. It comes back. It gets restored. And that's what in silence we are doing to the mind. Says, listen, silent. They have the same letters, right? Listen and silent have the same letters. So when I'm silent, I can listen. When I'm not silent, I am not actually listening. And that's when I feel content. Listen with a silent mind to imbibe. We listen to a lot of things, but many times we all know that we are not able to imbibe everything. But when I listen with a silent mind, then it goes deep inside. Then I'm able to imbibe. Daily spiritual class, we listen to so many things. When will I imbibe? How will I imbibe? When I've silenced my mind. A silent mind can imbibe everything. God speaks in the silence of the heart. God speaks in the silence of the heart. And Maya speaks in the noise of the heart. Means when there's a lot of noise, then it means that Maya is speaking, Silence is the language of God. All else is poor translation. Right? All else is poor translation. Silence is the language of God. and really connect to God in silence. Mm. This is sweet silence. Sweet silence means silence where there is the sweetness of love merged in it. Mm. I say switching off to connect. So I switch off. So generally we say we switch on to connect, right? A physical device, we say switch on. But here I switch off. So I switch off. The conscious mind, I switch off to connect. Mhm. Mhm. Being zero. So to connect is like that button right there. So we say incorporeal, egoless, viceless, right? So the first is incorporeal, going beyond the form, the corpse, the form, incorporeal, a being of light. And then it allows me to experience egoless, viceless mind. Om Shanti. Right. Okay. Any thoughts anyone wants to share? Add?
Because I've already taken asked a lot of questions. Like, what is the best time to observe silence? Is it morning 4 to 5? Is the best time, or there can be any other time?
And so again, we generally think in that way in terms of physical time, but really, it has to be throughout the day, or it can be any time in the day when my mind is silent. Yes, 4 to 5 is a good time to absorb silence of God. So 4 to 5 morning time is an absorption mode. So I'm not thinking too much, I'm just absorbing. I'm absorbing the presence of the divine. And to the extent that I've absorbed, I can then stay in silence throughout the day. Cha, any other thoughts? Anyone would like to add anything?
Om Shanti Sarupai.
Om Shanti.
This is, but Einstein said that mind, silence is the laboratory. I think, when the mind is silent, you get answers to many things that you, want an answer to. When the mind is silent, you get the answer to that.
Right. Right.
So is there any way to stop the chattering of the mind?
Yeah, again, I feel it's going back to those three, right? Who am I? Who is mine? Why am I here this life? Ultimately, that's what I always feel. If I am experiencing chatter, I have not, I don't have full faith in these three. Either one of the three. Means I need to rebuild the faith in this moment, in this moment.
And is there any time, like within this particular minutes or seconds, I can stop the chatter? And if I'm not able to do that, then?
Yeah, again, I feel, so again, it's not like I'm stopping or it's not like, I feel it's like, so my focus is not on stopping it. My focus is on connecting with the truth. And then it will automatically stop. So chatter is a reflection that I have not connected myself with the truth. So when I know that everything is happening perfectly, and everything is good, then why do I need to think? No thought will automatically come. Yesterday in Dadi's class, Dadi was sharing, give divorce to falsehood. I really like that point. She said, divorce falsehood means let my mind not entertain anything which is false, elusive. I'm only connected to the truth.
One more thing I would like to add, like chattering generally tires. You feel tired, energy.
Yes.
But when you go in silence, you feel elevated.
Yes. Right.
Dadi Janki ji always said, "Main kaun, mera kaun, main yahan kya." That is why, she had the most stable mind in the world. She lived by that.
Silence. Let's take a moment in silence. So Dadi used to say, when I ask the question, who am I? It takes me to the journey inward. It connects me deep inside. I disconnect from outside, I connect inside. When she says, who is mine? Takes my mind and intellect upward. And then, this drama is just outward. And so these three, that's why she would always say 3 times Om Shanti. Om Shanti, I am a soul. Om Shanti, minus 1. It's like formatting. Formatting. Right. Great. Cha, any other thoughts, inspirations, realizations, experiences? Anyone wants to share their experience of silence yesterday? A lot of souls have practiced it yesterday, maybe today as well. We're going to practice it tomorrow and Saturday as well, as much as possible, so that we're not trying to talk. Generally when we see people, we try to talk. But here we're trying to stay in silence. Right? Anyone wants to share their experience?
For me, it helped me to keep focused. So that was good.
Right. Yes.
One more thing is, maybe you will be able to keep silence of your maybe mouth, but you keep doing some activities, like you keep feeding information to your mind. So that is another issue. I think sometimes or most of the times I feel I mean, like I'm doing it. I try to avoid it, but like, sometimes I don't know, like, it's like kind of become a habit. Like, sometimes I just keep watching some videos, or like, keep getting some information, feeding information to the mind. That is also another, problem which I would like to.
Right. Yes. Good. Good. Yeah. So in silence is not a zero state, but I'm also, actively feeding positive information. Right. Mhm. Great. So, acha, so thank you everyone for your time and presence, and have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarubai. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Om Shanti.
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 Shanti.